In a matter of weeks, I'd been given money to buy a brand new Passat TS, which I drove out of the showroom myself. You know how much? 9,350 naira. Brand new Passat TS chocolate color. You know, distinguished listeners, I crashed that car in 9 days, right off. Okay, so shortly after I started working in Kano, I think about 3 or 4 months later, by the close of that year, 1981, I was transferred to Kaduna. A new branch of the company was starting, and they hired another British guy, Ian Rowlands. Ian Rowlands was a much younger insurance guy who drank a lot of whiskey and smoked packs and packs of cigarettes. And he didn't mind having a friend. So, so Mr. Rowlands, he didn't drink in the office, but he smoked like a chimney. And for that little period I was with him, I took up smoking myself because there was always packs of cigarettes in the office. He was married to a white Jamaican lady who used to come around. You know, they used to hold parties occasionally, not every time. Occasionally, I will appear in one of those parties, and then, you know, the regular boozing thing, you know. And shortly after, my career began to take off. I left that job. I went for an interview. I was interviewed in Doba. My office then was at Ahmadu Bello Way, where it's called Gora House, opposite Mandilas then. I don't know I think what's there now is so the new Kaduna has changed, you know. But on Ahmadu Bello Way, between Doba and when I finished that interview, when I was going for that interview, I checked something in a file about one particular insurance policy, consequential loss insurance. I just read up on it. And when I went for that was exactly what that man asked me about. So I just offloaded the thing for him. And then he said, where's my office? I told him where my office was, and I said, okay. Before I got to the office, he had phoned and left a message in the office that he wanted to see me again. To cut a long story short, that was how I got another job. This job had more responsibility. This job had more exposure, but I still had a boss. But it was a job that kept me on my toes. And I was grateful for the things I learned very quickly in John Holt Insurance Book. I was very grateful for it because I became a skilled insurance technician in that very short period. And within 10 months, American International Insurance became interested in me, and they came to my house. That time I was in a one-room where my bed and my kitchen were together in one space, you know. And they came to the man. I remember his name, Mr. Ayo Noemi. Is late now. He said the man, he studied in America. He was speaking. He didn't know that I read many novels. So any grammar he was speaking in American, I was giving him back with my own Nigerian accent, you know. But he got interested in me, and that was how American International hired me as a branch manager. By that time, I had arrived. I had my own I could do what I wanted because I was branch manager. And even if I say so myself, I did well. I did well. And that was, I kept that job for about 8 years. I was branch manager. And American International, you know, they trained me because they are more into management and leadership. The Americans, that's what they pay more attention to. And somehow, there's a, then American International now got, they wanted to get a chairman who was based in Kaduna. So I had to be interacting because I was the branch manager here, and at board level, anything that was going to pass to the chairman or from the chairman to the company, it was through me. So that gave me more exposure. And you know, as tall as I was, I remember very clearly this Mr. Ayo who came to hire me, he wanted to buy me a Beetle. And I said, no, you can't buy me a Beetle now. Because I was looking at my status in the social circuit. Can I be driving? So, he now, he was delaying. So one tall American guy, white American, he came to Kaduna because then American International, they were still one company under AIG. And the Americans used to come, even the CEO then was American. And he came, and I was taking him around in taxis. He didn't mind. He said, but why don't I have a car? I said, well, I turned down the offer of a Beetle. He said, oh, but you're too big for a Beetle. You know, and he said, okay, I'm going to get you a better car on condition that, pardon me, it sounds a bit vulgar, but they say on condition that you bust your ass for the rest of the year. I say, can do, sir. That was the conversation. And in a matter of weeks, I'd been given money to buy a brand new Passat TS, which I drove out of the showroom myself. You know how much? 9,350 naira. Brand new Passat TS chocolate Kano. You know, distinguished listeners, I crashed that car in 9 days, right off. Where was I going? I was going to Lokoja. I was going to Lokoja for a wedding. We left Kaduna around 4 p.m. I was driving, and at Gwagwalada, the junction of Gwagwalada to Kuje now, today, at that junction, I ran under a tipper. I can't explain what happened. We came out on you know, two of us. Of course, we had two girls in the car we were going to Lokoja with, we were going to party with, you know, and I crashed that car in 9 days. But I'm still here. 9 days. I remember the day, the day where the world was released. That was the day I got that car. And I think it was March 24th, 1985. 9 days later, first week of April. You know, but I'm still here. But I continued, I got my insurance money, but that was when SAP now came. Prices began to gallop, and that was how I spent several years without a car. You deposit for car. In fact, that time Peugeot 504 that I opted to get, it had gone up from about 6,000 naira to 14,500 naira. It's on off. But I deposited for that, and I didn't get, because suddenly everything became tight. And that was how I spent several years without a car. But later, my company got me another car. Do you know what is, you know Skoda? I have one friend, Imaida. If we sit down in the car, our shoulders will be touching. I drove that car from Abuja to Kaduna and came back for this same board issues. There was a meeting here at the Hilton. I came with the company secretary, then I was supposed to go and sign a document with the chairman in Katsina, and they needed it for the board, for the AGM the following day. So I had to bring the document back. I drove the car didn't survive. Skoda. That was a Russian technology, but it didn't quite last. Why am I bringing all of this up? I'm just talking about, the build up and just letting us know that there is a hand that is guiding one's life, even when you didn't know. The way of a man has never been in himself. Thank you.
Viewers, let me remind you that the story is real. The dramatis personae is real. This is the man that got a brand new car and crashed it in 9 days, going for enjoyment in Lokoja. The miracle is that he came out from under a tipper unscathed. God showed him mercy. That is the finger of that God whose house David had avoided all these years. God did not appear on the radar of his life. He didn't care for God. However, God cared about him. God saved him. God promoted him. God found jobs for him. God made him make real progress in life, working for those international companies. God helped him. This story continues. Let me again ask you to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, so anything we post, you are the first person to get it. Apart from that, forward these clips to your friends, so they will be interested in this story. And as time goes on, the real meat of this story will come out. Thank you very much for tuning in today. God bless you.